everyone, my name is Marie. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video, I'm working on a little bungalow in the world of Sulani. I'm always a little bit confused on the term bungalow, like what types of houses are you technically allowed to call a bungalow? In my mind, it's just like all one-story houses, basically, or just like one-story houses with a tiny attic or a tiny basement. In my mind, like that is still a bungalow. I'm not sure if that's actually the case. But in my brain, this is a bungalow because this is only a one-story little house, and I built it in the world of Sulani. So it's a tropical little house, and it was fun because I built this one over on stream, over on Twitch, in the middle of a heat wave. Thankfully, it's a little bit cooler right now, so the weather has definitely cooled off a little bit, thankfully, because oh my god, it was so hot. It was almost too hot to sit here. Well, actually, it was too hot to sit here, which is why there haven't been that many videos. Also, my legacy challenge ended, so that's one less video for now. I will obviously be doing another gameplay LP at some point in the near future, but I haven't started one yet. I'm also going on vacation next week, so I feel like I'm just going to push that until I'm back from vacation, and then I can take the time and start up something new, which I think is going to be very, very fun. But yeah, for the time being, here is a little house that I built in the world of Sulani. I was really feeling like building something in Sulani. I think it's so pretty. Honestly, I feel like it's one of the prettiest worlds that we have in The Sims 4. I'm not talking about the island living gameplay because we do not like that very much. There's not much to it. There's not much to like or dislike because there's barely anything to it, but the world, Sulani, is extremely gorgeous, and I really, really enjoy building here, though I will say I have to be in a certain mood to build here because it's very, like, the aesthetic is very, you know, it has a very specific aesthetic, whereas when you, like, build in Newcrest or in Willow Creek, for example, the aesthetic is more so that you can play around with different types of houses. You can do that here too. You can do like very modern houses or like more traditional houses, so that definitely works, but you're still always going to be like on this tropical island, so that is just a vibe that you're gonna have to work with. At least that's what it feels like to me whenever I build here. I always like to take that into consideration, so that's what I did for this one as well. But I was actually inspired by a picture that I found on Pinterest of a little one-story house that was in a more like suburban, almost like Newcrest or like Willow Creek-ish sort of a neighborhood. It was a little sketch of a house that I found on Pinterest, and I thought it was so cute. So I didn't follow it exactly, but I was just very inspired by the little facade of the house with the bump out and the diagonal walls. So that's kind of what I went with. And I decided to give it a more tropical vibe and build it here on the island of Sulani. And as you can see, I'm building on this lot that is not on the water because obviously Sulani is famous for its beautiful beach lots on the water. But there is also a couple of lots that aren't on the water, and I really like those too because they have their own like little vibe, more like you're building in a little village rather than just on the beach, because you're not building on the beach. So it's just a little bit of a different vibe. It's still very tropical, but just not literally on the beach, which always gives me a little bit of a different sort of inspiration. So this little house, oh my god, I am so happy with how this one turned out. I think it turned out so, so nice. And as I was saying, I built it over on stream, and I wasn't exactly sure who to furnish it for. It did turn out to be a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, and then there's one bathroom that's an ensuite to the master bedroom or the main bedroom, and then there's one bathroom that's a hall bathroom off of the kitchen. So 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and I decided to furnish it for a single mom and her twin toddlers, which is a little bit crazy. I wasn't sure who to furnish it for. I was just, for this one, feeling very inspired by the exterior of the house, and then also later on the interior. I think the color scheme goes very nicely with this world. It feels very beachy and just like light and breezy, and that's exactly what I wanted. It's very colorful, but it has a lot of muted, more pastel types of colors. And I just think that it feels so tropical and nice, and it definitely feels like a little island home, which was the vibe I was going for, like this wholesome little island home for a single mom and her 2 toddlers, her twin toddlers, both girls. So 3 girls in the house basically, and I thought that was really cute. So like I said, I wasn't sure to furnish it for, so I asked my chat, because I also did most of the furnishing on stream, and I asked my chat, I was like, who should we furnish this for? And then someone in my chat was like, I actually can't wait to use this for a family that I have in Sulani right now, with like a storyline of a single mom and 2 children who are twins. I think in her gameplay, they weren't necessarily toddlers. They were either infants or no, I think they were newborns. That's what she said. Yeah, they were newborns. But I felt like doing like a toddler bedroom. So that's what I did. And then when she wants to use this, she can obviously go ahead and turn it into a newborn bedroom. But yeah, the two toddlers share a bedroom. They're twins. And mom is single. I think in the storyline of the person that suggested this, the dad actually drowned in the ocean or something like that. I don't know. It was very sad. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm laughing, but these dramatic storylines in The Sims are always just, they're such a joy. But I feel like it was an accident. Like, she didn't, you know how we like to, when we play The Sims, we like to cause chaos. We like to sometimes, you know, conveniently unalive people. It's what we do. Sometimes we can all be honest about it. It's a safe space here. We like to unalive our Sims from time to time, okay? But I don't think that this was the case for the person who suggested this storyline. I think it was an actual accident. What was it that she said? I think he drowned on a boat or something. Like, he fell off the boat and something happened. I'm not exactly sure. I don't even know. I've never actually tried that in gameplay, but something tragic happened. And now mom is single, and she is living with her two little toddlers. Now, I didn't really reflect that storyline. It wasn't necessarily something I wanted to go for this house, like to like show it off, if that makes sense. You could, but that's not the way I went about it. I was just like, this is a single mom with her two twins. And maybe she is even single by choice. Maybe she adopted these kids, or maybe she got them another way. Or maybe she did get a divorce. Like, I'm not exactly sure. All I know is that this build turned out very happy. So in my brain, like my version of the storyline of the single mom, is that she is happily single and she's living her life here on the island. Maybe she wasn't even born on the island. Like, this could go one or two ways. Like, it could either be a house for someone who was born and raised on the island, very familiar with island life and has been here all her life and now lives in this beautiful little bungalow raising her two kids. Or it could be a person who used to live in the city, maybe like San Myshuno, or maybe even like the Snowy Escape World up in the nearby the mountains, nearby the snow. And maybe something happened in her life where she was like, you know what, I need a change. I need a change of environment. I need a change of lifestyle. I'm moving to Sulani. And that's when she decided to purchase this little bungalow and maybe even renovate it, because what I was trying to go for when I started to build this one, I was like, I don't want to make it super modern. I want to make it a little bit more on the traditional side of things, and like not super new and like renovated. But then when it came to furnishing the place, which is what we are starting on right now, it actually became clear to me that maybe it is a little bit more on the elevated side of things. It's not like super modern, like contemporary and renovated, but you can tell that the floors have been done. It's this old wood on the floor, but it's been like coated, it's been sanded and coated, and it looks nice and new and fresh. And you can see that the walls have been recently painted. I used all these like pastel light colors, this blue color on the wall that I really, really enjoy. And then there's a brick like accent wall in the living room as well, which I think really brings in some warmth and like ties it all together, basically makes it feel very cozy. And then I'm sorry, this is going to be so annoying, but I, again, used the 3-seater couch from the Book Nook kit because it is just so good. It is so pretty. I could not use it. Also, because of the color swatches that it comes in, I use this like green, very light green color for the couch that I just think is so pretty, and it ties in very nicely with the pillows on the corner counter that I used. Because as you can see, we have a couple of like diagonal walls that makes it into this little nook in the living room where you can very satisfyingly, is that a word, fit a little corner couch. So that is obviously what I did. I used this very colorful version of, I think it's from the Cats and Dogs pack. I love the pillows on this. The colors tie in seamlessly with the wall, and the green and the orange colors, or like the brown tints, are just perfect for this house. So I had to go with it. And then for a little bit, I was contemplating using the more pink swatch of the couch. But then chat was yelling at me. They were like, don't do the pink. It's not good. Do the green. So I did the very light green, as you can see, and that kind of ties in with some of the tones that you can kind of see in the corner couch and the pillows. So that was actually very satisfying and very nice. And then I used the matching chairs to the couch, just in a different swatch. Same texture, but different color. So the chairs are like beige. And that like brings in a little bit of variation, because I feel like otherwise it would have been very green and blue and like it's just a little bit too much. So I wanted to use some neutrals in here to kind of tone it down as well. And I used this beautiful square rug from the university pack that I haven't used in a while. This is like sidetrack, but I have been very inspired to play with university again. Maybe I want to do something for my next Let's Play where we either start off in university or we work our way up to university. I'm not exactly sure, but I really am itching to play through uni again. I don't know why, but I don't know. It's just been a while. I feel like I was so excited about it when it first came out, that pack, and I had so much fun playing with it when it was new, even when it was not so new. But I just barely ever play the game just for myself anymore. I either build or I like record Legacy, but the Legacy is over. So I'm kind of missing the gameplay aspect in my life, I feel like. So I should probably start a new LP sooner rather than later, because I need it. I need some cozy, wholesome gameplay in my life. But yeah, here you can see the living room dining space is actually pretty big. Like, it's fairly spacious, which I was very happy about because it gives this house like a very airy feel. It also has these like bifold doors off to a little side porch that's very small, but it is nice because it like opens up to the outside, and it's very like outdoor indoor living, which makes sense for a house on Sulani, I feel like. So I was very happy that the floor plan turned out that way, with the bifold doors off to a little side porch on one side of the house, because the way this lot is oriented and the way I built this house, we didn't have space for like a backyard, so we only have a side yard on the left side of the house, which the living room dining space is on the right side of the house. The kitchen that we're working on right now is actually on the left side of the house, closer to the front door, to the front porch, to the side yard, if that makes sense. So I was actually very happy that I did have a little outdoor space connected directly to the living room, so we could have these like bifold doors, because those bifold doors are my favorite thing ever. They came with one of the recent kits. I think they came with the Desert Luxe kit, if I'm not mistaken, and they match the base game modern windows perfectly, by the way, which is not what I use today, but for like islandy type homes, those bifold doors, because they basically act like an archway. They're bifold doors, but they're standard, like they're open. They can't close, which do I wish we also had a closed version? Yes, I do. I do want that still. But we only have an open version that basically counts as an archway. But like those bifold doors, I can't even begin to express how, in my mind, how perfect they are for like island homes like this, like tropical homes for warmer temperatures. I just love it so much. But yes, okay, so here you can see I totally talked over the kitchen, but I love how this kitchen turned out. It's very light. I used these countertops from Jungle Adventure in a light swatch that just, it's seamless. And then I used yellow appliances, which I never do. Like these yellow appliances that actually also came with Jungle Adventure, they match the kitchen. These yellow appliances, the like very soft light swatch of yellow, just it looks so good in here, and it just totally fits the vibe of this very colorful house, because it may not necessarily feel like it, but it's a very colorful home. But I try to be subtle about it, if that makes sense. Like there's lots of colors, but they're very muted and like pastel types of colors, which I really like. I also love these bar stools, by the way, that I use. They go seamlessly with the floor tiles, because that color, the color of the bar stools actually comes back in the floor tiles, if that makes sense. So that all ties together. I don't know. I had so much fun with this build, because it's not every day that I do these colorful builds. But for some reason, when I'm building in Sulani, I always want to do more colorful, because like the tropics, and it just makes sense to me to do something a little bit more colorful. And also the actual like furniture items that came with Island Living have very brightly colored, but also more muted colored like swatches to it, which makes a lot of sense. And I love using it. Though I didn't use a lot of the Sulani furniture in here. I used a few pieces. I used like some dressers here and there, and then I used some side tables and chairs. And I think, yeah, for the living or for mom's bedroom, I used a double bed from the pack as well to kind of like make it feel like islandy with the wicker. And I used chairs in the living room, like by the dining table. I used these chairs from the Paranormal kit, but they also have like wicker to them. So it ties in with the island stuff seamlessly, in my opinion. So I had a lot of fun with it. And then I had my chat decide what color to go for this particular bedroom. We had a poll where people chose the color and they chose teal. Now, it was a little bit of a struggle to find an actual like good like teal color for wallpaper in The Sims. So we had a little bit of discussion about it, but we decided that this one came closest to teal. It's more of like a sea foam, like light sea foam type of a color, but it comes pretty close to teal. I feel like, let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think this is teal? When you think about it for too long, it's difficult. Like, what is teal? You know, when you think about it for too long, it all becomes a blur. But yes, so here we have a little dresser across from the bed, and I loved these suitcases on the wall. These suitcases came with the Growing Together stuff pack. Oops, sorry, I just bumped into my into my desk. I hope that wasn't too loud. Yeah, those suitcases on the wall from the Growing Together pack are perfect for this house because it kind of reflects that mom is in one way, shape, or form into traveling. Either she traveled to move here or she likes to travel. It kind of reflects in a way that she isn't necessarily from here and that she moved here and that she likes to travel in that sense. So that's kind of what I was thinking that could reflect. And then mom, as you can see, has a tiny little ensuite. It's a little square bathroom, and it's always a little bit of a hassle to work with and to make it all routable, but I decided to go the safe route, and I chose a walk-in shower. So that doesn't block off any routing. Everything is fine in this tiny bathroom. And it's small, but that way mom actually gets her own little space, her own little bathroom, which I do think is nice. She deserves it. And then this is the toddler's bedroom, where I chose to use this very like colorful coral colored wallpaper. This is not muted in any way, shape, or form. Neither is the teal in mom's bedroom actually, but especially this coral color is loud, but I really like it. It was just like this nice bright splash of color in the house. And when you look at the house from above, like when you kind of hover over it, I feel like the colors just look so good. All the different colors everywhere, the more bright colors, but then also the more like muted colors. And it kind of just all blends together very nicely, and I just really like how it all came together. But yeah, this is the bedroom for the twin toddlers. I was thinking 2 girls, but that's because the person in my chat, her newborns that I kind of based the storyline off of were both girls. So that's kind of what's stuck with me, but obviously it doesn't have to be girls, it could be boys or boy girl, it doesn't really matter at all whatsoever. But their bedroom is actually nice and spacious for now because they're small humans, they're small toddlers, they don't need that much space. When they become a little older, you probably want to go with bunk beds because yeah, the room is a little small for 2 children. Maybe it fits, but maybe bunk beds would be ideal, and then there would still be some space to play, like some space for toys and activities and whatnot. But for the rest, I just placed a bunch of toys on the floor and a little blarfy and some toys for toddlers as well, and also a little potty. So there should be enough to do. You could obviously go ahead and add more stuff for your toddlers. I personally always really like to use those tablets, which I didn't necessarily use in here, but you could definitely place those. Then here we are moving on to the little side porch off of the living dining room, and this I basically turned into mom's zen little yoga space. Because we also decided that mom is into gardening, if you couldn't already tell by the front porch where I used a bunch of the greenhouse kit stuff. Mom is into gardening very much so, and she is also into yoga and wellness and probably also just working out in general, but we don't really have any workout equipment here other than the yoga mat. So I was definitely thinking wellness, yoga. Maybe she loves to bring her little yoga mat to the beach and like do yoga on the beach. I could definitely see that be a thing for her. I also placed a bicycle here in the backyard. That is the way to get around. I was thinking for her like around the island. She doesn't have a car. She just does everything by bike. And then here the side yard is very small, but we do have this really cute little kiddie pool for the toddlers. I thought that was so cute. And then we obviously have a bunch of planter boxes, and I also hid a grill in the back of the backyard. So if you're looking for it, that's that's where it is. But that's it for the speed build. So let's jump in the game and I'll show you the house in real time. So here we have the house in the game with Kyle as our trusted playtester sim, of course. Oh, we have a visitor, it seems. Hello? Anyway, this is the facade of the house. We have this little front porch area, and over here we have a pathway into the backyard with some loungers, a kiddie pool, also a picnic bench, and a bunch of gardening stuff. Also here on the porch, but this is more decorative, of course. And then back here, I hid away a grill. But yes, back to the front porch. We also have these very cute little rocking chairs on the porch, which is so adorable. And then over here we have the front door that leads you into this little entryway space. It's just your classic entryway with a dresser and just some knickknacks on top, a little mirror and a chair. And then this basically leads you into the living slash dining room over on this side. It's very light and bright and breezy, as you can see, and pretty colorful. So here we have the very spacious living room, I want to say. And then over here we have a couple of bookcases with a TV on top, and back here is the dining room, or the dining area, I should say. It's all in one room. And then we also have these bookcases over here where I used my favorite trick, placing a debug ladder from Cats and Dogs against it. Off of the living room here we have the side porch that is Mom's little yoga space. Then here off of the living room we have Mom's bedroom. So Mom's bedroom is colorful. I did combine it with some whites, like some white accents to kind of just tone it down. She has a dresser, these beautiful suitcases on the wall, some decorations of course, and for the rest her bedroom is actually pretty simple. She also has this tiny ensuite that's just a little square, but it's all functional. Your Sims shouldn't have any issues routing around here, so that's good. Next to Mom's room is the toddler's bedroom, which is a little bit more bright, but that makes sense because it is a kid's room. So I used lots of coral combined with blue in here and some teal as well. They have a changing table over here, and then on the floor just lots of space to basically play. That's what I try to go for, at least. Then going back into the hallway over on this side is where we have the kitchen. I love how this kitchen came out. It's pretty small, but it does have everything you need. I love the yellow appliances. It is such a nice little splash of color and makes it all tie together so nicely. Back here we have a little china cabinet with some knickknacks in it, and also some like random toys next to it, some boxes. I tried to make the house a little bit cluttered because it is a single mom and her two toddlers, so I feel like the house wouldn't be as tidy all the time. And then off of the kitchen we have the hall bathroom where we have a tub so you can shower or give your toddlers a bath. But that is basically it for this house. So this single mom's island home is up on the gallery. It comes in at just over 61,000 simoleons. I feel like it's not that bad. I mean, it isn't great, but it's not that bad. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, and I built it on a 20 by 20 in the world of Sulani, of course. So if you want to place it in your game, then that is where it goes. But that's gonna do it for today's video. So I really hope that you enjoyed this one. You can obviously go ahead and download it off the gallery like I just showed you. My username on the gallery is Simmary Sims. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and on TikTok if you'd like. My username on there is Simmary Sims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so. And if you want to be notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. I also live stream over on Twitch a few times a week, so if you're interested in that, go ahead and give me a follow over on twitch.tv/SimmarySims. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!